Well, the NFL trade deadline has come and went, and there were some notable moves today. But our Buffalo Bills did not do anything, and our general manager decided he didn't even want to speak to the media. So we're here to talk about it, and we're gonna have our little roundtable session here. We might be joined by Paulie B in a little bit here, but with that, welcome to the 716 Sports Entertainment Podcast special episode where we're going to be talking about the NFL draft. I am Mike, joined with Mr. T. Reese and Mr. Sean O'Neill. And fellas, how are we feeling after the trade deadline has come and went?
I'm gonna let you guys start.
I'm not happy. Um, I don't know if this is due to the fact that they beat Kansas City on Sunday and that they're going to say that they're happy with what the team looked like, but with them needing a number one receiver still, and with the fact that Hoyt or Hecht or however you say his name went down for the season with that injury, there were definitely spots that needed to be filled, and I'm incredibly disappointed that they did not fill them because they were some needs.
So I think Indianapolis went nuts with the trade to get Sauce Gardner. Like, I mean, I give the I give them like an F, and I give the Jets like an A plus for that trade because like the Jets got a player and two first round picks. I mean, Indy's first round pick this year is basically going to be like almost like a second, though. I mean, who knows what it'll be next year. Um, and then there were a handful of other moves as well, but the one that pissed me off was Shaheed going to Seattle. And the reason that pissed me off was because it was just a third and a fourth. That's it. Just a third and a fourth.
I thought it
You
was a
need,
fourth or fifth, wasn't it?
let me double check. Jacoby Myers. Should need. You might be right, but let me find it. But in the meantime, here we go. Uh, yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. A fourth and a fifth. I'm sorry.
Hmm.
You're right.
Yep.
You mean to tell me we couldn't give up a third for him? A third and anybody? Elijah Moore? Um, I don't know. Like anybody? Curtis Samuel? Like, I mean, seriously. That I think that is what that's what we needed, right? And like you see a lot of these guys who didn't get moved. Hendrickson didn't get moved. Olave wasn't going to get moved, obviously, if Shaheed was getting moved. The Jets didn't move Brees Hall. They didn't move Garrett Wilson. Waddle didn't get moved. Like all these guys that we were talking about, a lot of these guys didn't get moved. And if a move wasn't to be made, so be it. But the Shaheed move pissed me off because Seattle got him for a steal. And like I look at Seattle and I'm like, Indianapolis aside, I know I'm going on a rant here. Indianapolis aside, like Seattle's like, look at us. We've got one of the best receivers in the league in Smith Najigba, and we're just going to add another guy. We're just going to add another guy and be even more awesome.
Don't
Like,
forget,
why can't we do that? Like, why can't we just add another guy and just be more awesome? Like, why are you stockpiling these garbage draft picks? Because let's be honest, how many thirds, fourths, and fifths even make the roster to begin with, right? Like, what are you doing? Like, use that to get a player who can help you now. If you don't want to move your first, like, fine. But like your thirds and your fourths, that's like the purpose of those draft picks. I don't get it. I don't get it.
I just, for the life of me, I don't understand Beane's obsession with just stockpiling picks. Like, I'm sorry, we've seen his track record with this, and like like you just said, you just made a perfect point with how many of these later round picks even end up making the team after the it matters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just use that capital for something where it matters. And the thing about Seattle too is that they added Shaheed. Not only do they have Smith Najigba there, but they also have Cooper Kupp there too.
Yeah.
Like that team has a pretty good receiving core now. I mean, they had a pretty good receiving core anyway, but they just bolstered that, and they really didn't even have to. And like you said, they gave up like nothing for it. Like I find it hard to believe that there isn't something we could have offered to one of these teams out there to have gotten someone. Like even Jacoby Meyer, I don't remember the specifics for his trade, but I don't think it was for anything crazy.
I tell you right now, I think Seattle is the second or third best team in the NFC right now after
Yeah,
making the move. I maybe put the Eagles and the Rams ahead of them. That's it. And I put the Bucks probably right near them. So I think Seattle could go to the NFC Championship game this year. Why not? Why not?
the Bucks are a team.
You mean to tell me that Seattle couldn't beat just about anybody in the NFC?
Oh yeah. I mean, we saw they travel well with look at what they did to Washington. Um, Honestly, you mentioned the Bucks too. I'm kind of surprised they didn't try to make a move to bolster their receiving core with how many injuries they have.
Yeah, I guess maybe they were thinking that they were going to be fine coming off of a bye here. And I got to be honest with you, I think all of this love for, off topic here, all of this love for the New England Patriots is going to come crashing down to earth this week when the Bucks curb stomp them, because I think that's exactly what's going to happen. When this will be the first, I mean, yeah, they beat us, but we didn't look great in that game. This will be the first real good team that the Patriots are playing, and I think the Patriots are going to get their asses kicked.
Well, first, let me say, Sean, I mean, to your point earlier, this had everything to do with the win over Kansas City.
Yeah,
Everything to do with it. And this is Beane's way of saying, I don't need a receiver. I'm telling you guys, I don't need a receiver.
yep.
That's what he's telling us. So he's basically saying to the fans, he thinks Keon Cohen's going to be the answer. I don't want to hear nothing about Gabe Davis is going to help. Gabe's going to be a fourth or fifth receiver once he comes off the practice squad. That's not helping you. I don't give a damn if he can catch the ball downfield and we're living in past memories. If he was that guy, he wouldn't have been dropped by Jacksonville. Remember, they paid him all that money expecting some sort of turnaround. And I get it. We know as Bills fans he wasn't going to be the guy. They did overpay for him.
Didn't he get hurt though?
But he wasn't even productive still.
Wasn't he hurt though there?
When isn't he hurt?
Yeah, I mean, coming from Buffalo, it's pretty much a guarantee that you're going to get hurt.
Every year he's hurt. When he was in Buffalo, he was hurt every season. Except for maybe his rookie season. I don't remember he got injured in his rookie season. But dude's been hurt every season. Goes to Jacksonville. They're like, guess we overpaid for this guy. Let him go. Off of his injury. And then what do? Typical Bills move. Let's go pick him up. For no reason. No
I
reason.
mean, can we complain too much though, since it was a practice squad pickup?
No. They knew they were in dire straits with his receiving core.
Okay.
They would not have picked him up if that was the case. Whatever you can say about insurance and all this other crap, he's coming off a knee injury. If you're going to put all of your money, all your eggs into that basket, that Gabe Davis, who's a subpar wide receiver, is not going to be affected by this knee injury, you can probably sell an Eskimo ice. There's no way that you think Gabe Davis is going to be that much of a difference for this wide receiving crew than what they presently have. There is nobody. Think about this. Everyone's talking about the Bills scored 30 points in this game, right?
Yeah.
How many passes did he have to a wide receiver in this game as usual?
It was like 110 yards to wide receivers in this game. Allen passed for 260 yards. About 150 of them went to tight ends.
Oh, wow.
And guess who was the only receiver that had any type of yardage in that game?
Shakir,
Fakir, right?
Out of the slot.
Keon Coleman had 2 catches for like 12 yards.
That tells me you have no boundary wide receivers. Every game we're going through this, that no passes are being made to the boundary wide receivers. That tells me you know your receivers are not good enough to beat another team's cornerbacks
Can I ask?
consistently.
Let me ask you this though, and I don't want to challenge you too much because I do agree with you on like almost all of this. But when do they expect Palmer back, and do they expect that out of Palmer?
Well, see, that's just it too. Is that I think he's going to play this week. My only issue again is we haven't got no questions answered. He had a couple of good catches in that game against who was that?
Where he got
Atlanta.
hurt? Yeah, he got hurt in Atlanta.
Now we're
Yeah.
putting all our eggs in the basket because he had a couple of good catches before he got hurt in the game against Atlanta.
I mean,
Why
that
do
is
we
what they
keep?
brought him in for.
Well, we keep putting our eggs in the hope all the time. We're hoping someone steps up. How many times you've heard that this year? Someone's got to step up. I don't care about this Kansas City game. I really don't. Just for the simple fact is, it's the same movie. It's the same damn movie. Kansas City will tell you the same thing. They're watching the Bills in the same movie. They have no
Yeah,
fear of Buffalo. I don't care what happened in that game. Kansas City has zero fear of Buffalo because they know Buffalo can't beat them in the playoffs.
there's nothing. Yeah, I mean, there's really nothing to, you know, there's nothing different about this team from previous years that would make you think that the outcome at the end of the season is going to be any different. The only hope right now, I think, that we have of things being any different, because let's be realistic, until the Chiefs actually don't make the playoffs, you got to assume the Chiefs are going to be in the playoffs,
Right.
right? Like until you get to like those last couple weeks of the season and it looks like holy shit, the Chiefs might not make the playoffs, right? Like until that actually happens, I'm assuming Kansas City is going to be in the playoffs, and I'm assuming that when it's all said and done, the AFC Championship game is going to be them coming here or us going there, right? Because Indy's not going to make it. The Patriots aren't going to make it. Maybe Denver will do something. That's it. Pittsburgh's not going to do anything. You're not going to get the Chargers are going to throw up all over themselves like they always do. You know what I mean? It's going to be the Bills and the Chiefs again, probably. Maybe Baltimore, right? But you know what I mean? So, like in the end, it's always the good quarterbacks. It's always the good quarterbacks.
But
So, to your point, though, your point is exactly right. Like, you know, what are we going to do differently in that second matchup?
well, see, here's my next issue: is you have an issue on your defensive line, and that's your front. Oh, not even that, your front seven in general. Because Terrell Bernard, honestly, was not good in that game against Kansas City. He was not. He still looks lost in coverage. Most of those big plays, you know why they happen? Because of him. In the
They need
wrong
Shaq back.
position, not reading the play right. I mean, that's just one of the issues. Your interior line, I'll be honest with you, had Kansas City decided they wanted to run the ball in that game, they probably would have beat us. Because we really didn't stop Hakeem Hunt. We didn't really stop him. They just didn't run with him enough. When he did get the ball, the guy was getting 4 or 5 yards, 6 yards of carry. Now, this team is specifically designed just to beat Mahomes. But then we forget about this situation. Mahomes may not make the playoffs. We established that, right?
Right.
Every
Maybe.
other team has a running game, and it's going to be in the playoffs. That's your weakness. Why are
Well,
we not throwing picks to get
except
us into the
except New England.
well, except for New England. But they don't. I don't count New England. Whatever. Like you said, I'm not even sure they make the playoffs. I see that they look like they're looking good right now, but it's still New England. I don't trust Brett May. I think he's got a little run here. He's still a rookie,
So
dude.
I don't know if that's necessarily true though, because I mean, yeah, in so let's see. Indy has a running game with Jonathan Taylor. Who does San Diego have?
Octavian, the rookie they got. They're a heavy run team.
Okay. How about
Octavian
Denver.
Hampton, I think his name is, or something like that.
Then Denver's running back by committee.
Yep. And they're all run heavy. All of them.
I mean, yeah, the Patriot, I mean, Pittsburgh's a throw heavy team, but that's neither here nor there. But yeah, Baltimore runs the ball, obviously, but who knows if they're even going to make it. Denver, as we mentioned, runs the ball. Who else is left? Yeah,
Indianapolis runs the ball.
yeah. So, I mean,
Chargers run the ball. I mean, you can
all
go
these
through the
teams at the
team.
top of the AFC are all run heavy teams except the Chiefs.
So we're so
So
focused on beating the Chiefs that we just completely lose focus on the rest of the league. And I think that's what their problem's been. This is why they can't beat the Chiefs at the end of the year, is that they're so focused on beating them. What happened? I mean, this defensive line has issues. You got tons of injuries. You just lost a linebacker that was helping you with the pass rush. Now you don't got him no more. So what's your next answer now?
yeah.
Daquan Jones doesn't rush the passer. TJ Sanders doesn't rush the passer. He hasn't
Rousseau
done
does.
prep since he played this year. I get it, he's a rookie, but he hasn't shown that he can do anything. I haven't heard his name once when he was playing. Not one time.
Yeah.
Is the bald kid even playing yet?
Who?
Uh, the hell is the rookie we drafted?
Oh, Jackson?
Yeah, is he
He
even playing?
no. Apparently, he's not even good enough to be on the field.
Then why the hell is he on the team?
He was drafted. I get it, but he's not ready to go on the field. Are you going to try and put it on him now? You just lost
Right.
another pass rusher. You lost Ed Oliver. You lost Hoyt. Now what are you going to do in the interior? What are you going to do? You got nothing still. I don't care if Daquan of old has been gone for 2 years.
Yeah, ever since he got hurt.
He's not going to save that defensive line. Did you hear Ogunjobi's name in this game?
I
The
forgot
only
he
reason they escaped, or this game, I'm gonna be honest with you, this game would have been a lot different if Kansas City decided to run the ball. If they honestly decided to run the ball, we chances are we might have lost that game.
It's the one positive of us getting the lead, though, I guess.
No, Kansas City, they don't care if you got the lead. That's the whole point of their team. They don't care about their opponents. They firmly believe, with all confidence in the world, that they're going to beat you, no matter what. And you're going to tell me that you're fine with this? You think this defense especially is ready to go because they had one good game against Kansas City, which they do every year during the regular season. Every season, this defense shows up during the regular season and disappears in the playoffs. You can't tell me you're satisfied with that. And it sounds like to me, Beane is completely allergic. I don't know what it is about helping Josh Allen. It's like he
Yeah.
goes out of his way to not get this guy the real help that he needs. They go around, find these injury-prone players, these guys who are second or third wide receivers on other teams, and think they're going to cram them right in. And then because of Josh Allen and who he is, these guys are going to perform. You need people who can catch the ball. You need people who's going to get open that he can throw it to. What happened to that aspect of it?
Here's a question for you. Is Beane afraid to make a move on one of these high-end wide receivers because of how the Diggs situation played out?
Well, let's say this. I don't know if he really made a play for a big wide receiver. The only big time wide receiver that was available right then was Olave. But they had already established that earlier, last week that they weren't trading them. So I don't even know why Bills fans were even asking about him.
Yeah.
They
I
already
just mean in
established
general.
that. We all knew Shaheed was the only guy going to get moved.
I just mean in general. Is there maybe something going on because of the way that the Diggs situation had played out,
Yeah,
considering that
I
that
think
was
it
a
has a little bit to do with it. I think he wants to prove it to us that he's right. That's what he wants to do. He wants to stick it to us because all the radio guys were going after him about wide receivers last year. They scored 30 points. Whoopie, skip, and do.
so even at the cost of helping Allen out, he'd rather what is the old saying? You don't cut off your nose to spite your face.
Mm-hmm. But see, that's my point. Is they're banking again on tight ends. Name any team that's won a Super Bowl just because of the tight end.
Denver that year with Julius Thomas.
Who?
Denver that year with Peyton Manning and Julius Thomas.
They also had Demaryius Thomas. He's a wide receiver.
Julius Thomas is the tight end.
No, I think you
I
were
think.
thinking of somebody else.
Like,
Demaryius Thomas was the wide receiver. I believe he was there that
No,
year.
they had a tight end that one year as well, Julius Thomas, who
had a
had
monster year.
yeah, he had like one of the best years a tight end has ever had in the NFL.
Right.
He had
But they
like
also had other wide receivers too.
oh yeah,
They
that they had
tight end.
Demaryius Thomas, they had that dirtbag who came here for one year that I can't stand, whose name escapes me. Sanders, Emmanuel Sanders. Yeah, so they had those guys. I mean,
They had and what's his face? The one who
no, I
passed
mean,
away.
yeah. Oh, well, that was Demaryius Thomas.
What was there was a dude before him, a big receiver they had. And I cannot remember his name.
I don't know. I know
The
Demaryius
year
Thomas for sure.
Peyton Manning was there, he was their go-to guy. It wasn't the tight end. Tight end
The
was
one
just
year
a
it was the one
symptom
year
of
it
who
was
they had at their boundaries. Huh?
Regardless, though, the only other teams that have done it are the Chiefs with Kelsey.
But they had
And
Tyreek.
yeah, I mean, but they haven't always had Tyreek. They've won Super Bowls without Tyreek.
I get it.
And the Patriots with Gronk. That's it.
Very few.
That's it.
Very, very few. And you had to have a special team to do that. The Bills, I'll be honest with you, there's what's special about this team right now, other than Josh Allen and Cook. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, the Patriots won a lot of those championships with their defense, too.
And they also won it with the fact that they had Tom Brady, who was like a super manager at quarterback,
Mhm.
who made very few mistakes in games.
Yeah. No,
And you have
you are
a real defensive mastermind in Belichick as the head coach. We don't have neither right now.
Yeah.
This is the first good passing game Josh has had since what?
last year.
No, I mean what? Man, what game was really good with him passing this year?
Baltimore,
Outside of the
maybe.
Baltimore game, which was I think was the only game that the passing game exploded in.
Yeah.
That was it. And I know they're going to be like, "Oh, well, we beat Baltimore." Does it really matter right now? Have you seen Baltimore?
At that point, though, they were still a good team.
But this is my point: is they're putting their eggs, they're taking on, I mean, they're writing these past glories. And this is how they make their decisions. I don't want to hear about analytics. Analytics can tell you about maybe individual players, but I'm sorry, analytics is not the only be all to tell about an entire team.
Yeah.
So that's fine if you want to play with the whole money ball thing. It only works so far. You got to take chances. You got to take swings. And this Beane refuses to do that. It's always the same thing when he does even bring anybody in here. It's either an old guy who's past their prime, some guy that's a free agent travels around different teams, or some subpar receiver that they drafted. They don't do anything on the offense. Nothing. Why is Curtis Samuel still in this roster? Can somebody tell me that?
Because they owe him a ton of money, and the dead cap space that it would take to get rid of him would not be worth it. So they're just going to let the contract go away, which is in the next year or two.
Weren't we
That's
all
why.
asking this question? Curtis Samuel. Why are you giving him all that money?
Yeah.
Like
The guy hasn't done nothing in
$7
years.
million. Yeah.
He hasn't done nothing in years. I remember that year. Wasn't Keenan Allen available?
Yeah, for like nothing. For nothing.
Why didn't you go with Keenan Allen? No, we're going to go to a guy who used to play in Carolina.
Or like last year when they traded for whatchamacallit,
Amari Cooper.
Amari Cooper, who played in what, a game and a half?
He didn't even do much.
No.
And when
He
he
had
was in
one
the game, he was almost non-existent.
The only game where he really did anything was what, that San Francisco game, right?
But what's the theme with them? Another over the hill player who Beane thinks he's going to squeeze a little juice out of.
Yep.
And what happened? The same thing happened to Von Miller, happened to Amari Cooper. Injured.
It's just
You can't keep bringing these old over the hill players and think you're going to squeeze some juice out of them. You've done it you got to take a swing at some of these teams. You're right, Mike. On fourth and a fifth, you wouldn't give that up for Shaheed, who brings some your entire wide receiver core does not have.
There were people to be had this year, and probably it looks, and based on what we see, to be had at a decent cost. And it was just feels like Beane just didn't have the balls to do anything about it.
That's my issue. They just don't. I don't understand. They take a real swing for once. Screw the draft picks just one time. You got 7 picks next year. Do we really need all 7?
Right.
Do we really need all 7? You think your team is that good that you're going to need all 7 next year? Answer that one, Beane. If your team is as good as they think they are, you should give a crap about the draft picks. Just like the Philly does. Our team's good. Yeah, we're going to draft, but we're not going to need that much. We already have a team. Everything else you draft like that are just fillers.
Look at the way Philly is willing to constantly be moving things.
Mm-hmm. I mean, in a draft, with all these wide receivers, I don't give a throw away 3 first picks. I don't care. You should have moved up in that top 10 and got a receiver. You should have did it last year. Look at all these receivers. All these young receivers are killing it now. And we don't have one of them. Not one of them. And you can't tell. And we all know Beane. People can sit there and say, "Oh, we don't know what he tried to do on draft." We all know Beane loves his draft picks. It's not a secret. He hates trading draft picks.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the only spot he can draft in is mid to late round. That's it. He hasn't proven anything in the draft in the first 3. A player here, a player there. That's about it.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it's been consistent enough to justify stockpiling these picks every year.
No, not at all.
So I agree with a lot of what you said. However, I also don't want them to just go effing crazy though either, right? What I think what the Colts did was kind of ludicrous. I'm going to die on the Shaheed Hill. I really am. But I think what the Colts did to get Sauce, although as much as I'd love to have Sauce Gardner across from Maxwell Hairston, I think that was kind of outrageous, right? But at the same time, hypothetical scenario here. Would you have traded Keon Coleman and a first for Garrett Wilson? Because I would have.
I would have traded 2 firsts in Coleman.
The only receiver that I wouldn't really want to part with, if given the choice, would be Shakir, as far as receivers go.
I know all the receivers are on the board for me.
Maybe if you tell me Garrett Wilson's coming back, I would trade any one of those wide receivers for him and my first.
I'm telling you right now, I give up 2 firsts in Coleman. You want Shakir? I'll give you Shakir instead of Coleman. I don't care. He's the best. He immediately becomes your number 1 wide receiver when he gets on your roster. Immediately.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're joined by Paulie B here, coming in to save the show. Oh, looks like he froze.
Oh, Paulie.
Save the show? What do you mean save the show? You guys aren't over here.
There's a lot of negativity going on around here, Paulie B. We need you to save the show.
Well, all I'm saying is that Beane is such a low-risk GM, and I think that's what's holding this team back. A low-risk GM. You have not got the chip yet based off of this philosophy you've been running with since you got here. If anything, you've just added to our misery. And this is why fans are the way they are right now, because it's just the same crap. I mean, are we going to do something for this team to help Josh out? Are we? Because basically, the last time I checked, this defense gives up over 30 points in the playoffs. So you need Josh Allen to score 40. I'm tired
Yeah,
of
but you
putting
don't.
money into this defense.
Right. Yeah, Reese, but you don't need them to do it now. That's the thing. And that's the thing that I don't think. I think you guys are missing this. It's not like they're saving Josh. It's not like they're saving anybody really. But I think they're just being very vanilla on purpose because they know what the stakes are. They know that it doesn't really matter until you're at that point again. None of this matters. Nobody's going to remember the Carolina game at the end of the year. Nobody's going to remember even. People are going to barely remember the Kansas City game. Like I remember during the other Super Bowl years back in the '90s, where I remember the seasons, but I don't remember like a lot of the individual games.
Yeah, but
And
you
I
also
remember
talking
there
over
were
20 years
times,
ago.
and there were times when people would have discussions just like this. Just wasn't on a podcast 'cause they didn't exist at the time. But there were a lot of sports talk radio was huge back then. There were several different. It wasn't just three shows. It was a lot more, and there was a lot of this same type of talk during those years. Like there were people calling for Marv Levy's head every year.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, okay,
And Jim
but
Kelly,
Paul,
wasn't immune to that either.
but Paul, when you say at a point you had to agree with that, you went to 4 Super Bowls and didn't win one. Only came close in one of them. At some
Maybe
point,
after
you
the
got to
fourth.
say
Maybe
something.
if,
We're
maybe
in that
after the
same
fourth one.
situation. Hang on, we're in that same situation right now. The exact
No, we're
same thing.
not. No, we're not. It's not the
Dude,
exact same thing.
4 Super
It's not
Bowls.
the
We made
exact
the
same thing.
playoffs 4 straight years and didn't win anything. We are currently
And
going, 5 years or 6 years in the playoffs?
and what's our
NFC
record?
championship games, and you keep losing 4
And
years
what's
in a
our
row.
record? What's our record in the playoffs?
We haven't won a road game in the playoffs yet.
Reese, I
You
didn't
think
ask
we're
that.
not going to be on the road this year? Look at the record. Josh Allen record in the playoffs on the road. 0 wins. You know why? Because he didn't have any help.
Hang on. What?
Right? I mean, you guys know that, right? We've never won a road playoff game. Under
I didn't
McDermott,
realize.
we've not won one road playoff game.
Yeah, I didn't
We're
realize
looking
that.
at that right now.
What?
We're looking at being on the road right now.
Okay, what? Right now, we still have 10 fucking weeks left, dude.
You said the same thing last year at the same
So?
point.
So?
And the same result. I mean, at some point,
So?
aren't you going to say, this isn't working?
It is working though.
How?
It's working.
Please explain that to me. How is it working?
It's got you all fired up, dude. I love it.
Paul, don't
The
deflect. Answer the
drama.
question. How is it working?
The drama.
How is it working, Paulie?
It's working fine. Listen, we're tied for the top. We're pretty much tied for the top spot in the division.
Okay.
Let's take a step back and realize where we are. ESPN has us ranked number 1 in the league.
I don't care about ESPN because when ESPN puts us at like number 5, we don't
Okay,
like it.
don't care about it. Don't care about it. But that's part of my point, and I think it's valid. If you take a step back and realize where this team is and where they're headed, I don't care what you think their flaws are. They're at this point already. We're nearly mid-season. They got 10 weeks left. And every year, it's like this kind of at this time where we face a little adversity and then come back and win a couple. All right? We haven't had a Patriots team or any team in the last 4 or 5 years that really gave us much of a problem. Like we had a problem with Miami a couple years ago, but we eventually took care of that. I think we're in a good spot with the Patriots as opposed to the Patriots. I think we're in a better spot than they are. because all we have to do is win the games we're supposed to win and beat them. And they're going to lose a couple.
They're gonna
I
lose this week.
guarantee you, they're going to lose. They're going to lose. I'll make a bet. They're going to lose 2 games before they play the Bills.
They're gonna lose this week to Tampa. I'm convinced that's gonna happen.
Probably. That's probably one of them. But they're also going to lose to a team that they're not supposed to lose to.
I mean, you hear us,
That,
right?
you know why? You know why? Because that happens every year too. You know, it's Reese.
No, well,
It's eventually gonna change. You can shake your head no all you want, and you can yell at me all you want, but that's the truth.
Paul's right. I mean, like Kansas City lost to Jacksonville this year. You know, like you lose games you're not supposed to lose to. Like you can't. You know, the Bills lost. We're gonna. I promise you, at the end of the year, when we look back on this season, we're all gonna be pissed about that Atlanta game.
Right.
Because
just like 3 years ago, we were pissed off about that Jacksonville game.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but you guys hear yourselves right now, right? You're singing the same movie in a rerun.
It's fun.
And in the end of them, we all know the end. We've
It's
been
fun.
here. We've been here.
Well, no, we don't necessarily know the end. We don't.
4 years in a row, 5 years, what, 5 years in a row, 4 or 5 years in a row?
Just because it happened 4 years in a row doesn't mean it's going to happen 5.
The 6th year with the same script, it's going to be different. That's what we said.
It could be. It could be.
Year ago, 4th
it
year
could
ago,
be.
3rd year ago, we were all like,
it could be.
It's different this year. We're going to do it.
I'll put my money where my mouth is. I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. I'll make any bet you want.
Listen, if you made that bet for 5 straight
I've never been more confident as a Bills fan. I've never been more confident as a Bills fan. I'll tell you that much.
You said that last year to me.
No, I didn't.
No, you know, we were going to the res. You literally told me we argued about the coach. You said, I'm fine with him. Everything's fine. I feel great. I feel confident.
I am. I'm very confident.
I think Sean has something to say.
So I've been a big argument that I think too many Bills fans are content with the status quo.
No,
But-
that's not what I am. I'm not content with the status
Hold on,
quo.
Paulie. I have a but that I'm adding here. I'm going to say I do also agree with what you're saying, though, Paulie, because right now during the season, there's only so much that you can be happy with. And if they're trending in the right direction, you can be happy with the way they're looking. So I do understand where you're coming from.
They just played a complete game against the Kansas City Chiefs. You could
did.
say all you could downgrade. You can downgrade
year.
how much that means all you want. It still means something.
It's true.
Dude.
It should to your psyche. Look how they played the other day.
Yeah,
They played a real good game.
They beat Kansas City in the regular season last year, the year before that, the year
Oh
before
my
that.
God. Oh my God. You're insufferable. Insufferable. I can't stand you sometimes, man. Like, come on.
Why? Because
does it really matter? Does it really, at the end of the day, does it really matter?
I am not going to let you get away with that, Paulie. Not this time.
Not anymore.
Let me tell you what's
really matter? Does it
no,
really matter?
No, sir. No, sir. It's my turn to go on a rant. You are insufferable, sir. You are the one that continues to lay in the daisies with Beane and McDermott. You're the one that stands pat. You're the shill for this organization.
No.
Hey, running around telling everybody it's going to be all right, just so we could get disappointed again in the playoffs, like we have been for the last 5 straight seasons.
Then what's the point of watching, Reese?
If you're
gonna, I just choose not to be negative about everything and overreact about every little thing.
But this isn't every little thing.
So
we're talking about the trade.
Look how they just played. Look how they just played.
So I think some overreaction is justified at some points. At some points, Paulie, you got to agree with it. There are some points where it is justified.
Overreactions are never justified.
I think.
Hey, you see, Sean, he's insufferable.
The problem that I have right now is the fact that today was the final day of for the trade deadline. This Bills team needed help. We all know that they needed help. And there was help out there to be had. And they didn't do anything. They stood pat.
Right. And there has to be a reason for that.
But what is a good before Terrence goes off on a rant here, what is a good, justifiable reason for not doing anything?
I don't know. And the reason I don't know is I'm not in the building. I don't know what goes on day to day with these people. I don't know why, you know, and that's the funny thing about this business is you'll never know why. You
Right.
guys will never know why. I will never know why. But that's the fun thing about this sport specifically in getting involved with, and talking about it and really trying to dig deep and see what's going on is that it's a mystery.
I just I don't want to see it come back to bite the Bills in the ass that they didn't go out there to find some way to shore up a defense that had just lost Ed Oliver 2 weeks ago, lost Hoyt this week. They're down two linebackers slash defensive tackles ends that are huge for this defense. There's no replacing them with what they have on this team.
We've seen how that went. We've seen how that went before the bye. We've seen it. That defense can't stop nobody. Now you just lost
What
another
defense?
major
Wait,
player on that defense.
what defense? What defense can't stop nobody?
The Bills.
I mean, they stopped the Chiefs for the most part on Sunday.
You
They
didn't
stopped
have,
the
when you,
Chiefs. They stopped.
listen,
They Chiefs.
you didn't,
They
no,
stopped the
no, no, no,
Chiefs.
no,
They
no,
stopped
hold
the
on, Paul.
Panthers.
You didn't have. Listen, you didn't have Hoyt before the bye. Ed Oliver was injured before the bye. He got played in one game. So you're not going to tell me that this defense is better without him.
I'm not going to say that, but I'm not going to say that the season's over. I'm not going to run around saying the sky is falling. Give me DBs. Give me linemen. Give me linemen now.
This defense
When
is back to
the price probably wasn't right.
This defense is back to what it was before the bye. Right now.
Maybe the price just
No,
wasn't right.
no, the Reese, I'm not going to let you get away with that one. I mean, Hairston is miles better than Trey White.
No,
Miles
hold
better
on,
than
no,
Trey
no,
White.
no. Harrison's only played in 2 games. We don't know yet. He
He's
was brought
still.
in. Hold on. He was brought in specifically for Kansas City. Nobody else.
I don't know. I think you could put him on just about anybody. I think he'd be
I
fine.
would be shocked with a rookie cornerback. You're going to see him get burnt in some games. Trust
Maybe.
me. So I'm not
Maybe.
putting my money in. Harrison's not the issue, though. Corner's not the issue. Your front 7 is your issue. You can't stop the run. And I said it. If Kansas City was averaging over almost 5 yards a carry, if they kept running in that game, we're over. It's done. It's done. Every team this year, the entire league is leaning towards running the ball now. They have yet to make that adjustment.
Well, do you think that's why?
Worse and worse and worse as the season's gone on.
Well, Reese, do you think that's why they didn't make
This
any?
doesn't make any sense, though.
What, Mike?
I was going to say, do you think that's why they didn't make any offensive moves? Because you're making an argument that's saying that the league is moving towards running, and you have one of the best rushing attacks in the league. You have a dual threat quarterback, and you've got the guy who's leading the league in yards per attempt. So, is that part of the reason? Just like, well, we just need our wide receivers to be good enough because we've got such a good running game. Do you think that that's the reason why they're just hesitant to do anything offensively?
They want to be a balanced team. You can't, if a team takes away your run, which is going to happen. Kansas City did that in the second half. You see our offense was completely stagnant in the second half. We scored 1 touchdown. You know why? Because they shut down the run. And guess what? We got 1 touchdown. Out of that, 1, 2, 3 and out. 1, 2, 3 and out. 1, 2, 3. Come on, guys. You got to see the pattern. You take away the run, that passing game is inept. Completely. Because he has no one to throw to that can beat anybody. The only way you're going to beat the tight ends is if your running game's working.
I mean, they had 100+ yards.
And you're trying to throw exclusively, this is why Atlanta whooped our behinds. This is exactly why they beat us, because they knew they stopped the run and just blitzed the hell out of Josh. That's the blueprint.
That's the blueprint for a lot. That's the blueprint for a lot of teams with good quarterbacks, though.
No. You were talking about an MVP quarterback. It shouldn't be that easy. Am I right? It shouldn't be that easy. Am I right?
I mean, that's the blueprint for Baltimore. That's the blueprint for That's the blueprint for a lot of teams.
I'm talking about Josh Allen, the greatest dual threat quarterback to ever play the game. You're going to
It's a
tell
positive.
me that he's not Lamar. He's better than Lamar. Lamar's a one-trick pony. Josh can do everything. There's no reason this offense should struggle at any point when you have an MVP quarterback. But when you have a front office that doesn't support him like he's supposed to, this is
I
what
mean,
you get.
he's got one of the better offensive lines in the
Yeah.
league. I,
What does
I
that
think
got to
they've
do with
made
anything?
I think they've made a commitment to support and protect him. I think that's very clear. And I really just don't understand why you're so angry.
Why am I angry?
Yeah,
Because Josh Allen is still the guy that's how to carry this damn team. How many touchdowns he have this week?
that's fun.
That's fun to you.
It is fun.
You're
It is
giving
a fun. It's listen,
sorry, you're giving Josh Allen
watching this team,
two seasons at
no,
this rate. You're giving Josh
watching
Allen 2 seasons at this rate. He's going to be
watching
knocked
this
out.
team. No, I'm not doing anything. I'm not in charge of any of that. I'm enjoying. I'm really enjoying watching him and this team play.
Paul, you enjoy every time you watch him play.
Yeah, they're fun. This is a fun
Isn't that
team to watch.
isn't that
It's
the
a
point
fun
of the
team to
game?
root for.
Yeah, but the point of this podcast is to discuss the Bills, not just because
Right.
we're watching for fun, right? We're giving our points. You haven't given
Go
any
ahead.
points but to say to sit back and just let it happen. What point did your GM take a swing? Just to get you over
He
that
did his
hump.
job in the offseason. He did his job in the offseason.
He didn't do it at all. Why do you think we had questions when the season started? And they all came true.
Great questions, and there were answers.
There what?
We had questions, and then there were answers.
Yeah, and the answers weren't what we wanted. The team struggled. They literally struggle. You can't tell me that offense isn't. I don't care. They're struggling. He can't throw it to the boundary at all. At what point will he be able to do it? Because he's going to have to do it sooner or later.
I mean,
And
all
that's a
teams are going to
recipe to
struggle at
losing the
some point.
playoff. What'd you say?
I said all teams are going to struggle at some point. It's just getting over that hump of struggling. And I've said it for a while now. I've said it since they had that argument when he showed up on WGR and was talking about how a team doesn't need a number one receiver. And I mean, at the end of the day, I think that the way this season has been going has been proving that experiment wrong.
Paul?
Well, we are going off a bit on a tangent here. So let's just quickly recap everything that happened today. So as we mentioned, right, the
I don't
Colts.
care about the other teams. I don't care about the Bills. Don't care.
All right. Well,
I haven't got the real
Hold on.
answer from Paul the entire.
I'm not letting you get away with that because there's trades that will impact the Bills because there's teams we need to worry about that got better around us.
And nobody really got that much better than us.
I mean, that part is true. Most of these good players that got traded went to the NFC. The only team that in the AFC that got maybe better was the Colts. The Chiefs did not get Breece Hall. There was a lot of rumors that he was going to go somewhere. Baltimore picked up a little bit of help for their defense. That's about it.
Okay, Seattle's winning the Super Bowl, so.
Yeah. But the Dolphins did not trade Waddle. They didn't trade Minkah Fitzpatrick. They didn't trade Bradley Chubb. The Jets did not trade Breece Hall. They didn't trade Garrett Wilson. The Patriots didn't do anything to get better.
I will say this, though. You brought a great point up earlier, though, Sean, is Seattle said, regardless of having that number one wide receiver, regardless of having Cooper Kupp on this team, we're going to get our quarterback another weapon.
That's what I said. Yeah.
Or you said it, Mike.
Yeah, I just
When
was
does our
like,
GM do this? When does he say this? And he doesn't get a third-rate receiver. He got a guy that can put some speed in their offense and changes the complete dynamic of their wide receiver crew. They already had 2 starting wide receivers.
I'm actually really excited. I'm excited to watch Seattle now going forward. I think they're going to be a really fun watch. They're going to score a lot of points. I'm kind of glad we're not playing them this year.
Yeah.
They are a team to be afraid of. They got a good running game, and they can throw the ball. And their defensive front is great. They're playing really well right now.
Yeah.
It's Seattle. Seattle went out and got a guy they didn't even need him. They said, we don't have enough weapons still. We're gonna go get another guy.
They really
Or
didn't give
Peanuts. They gave
or
up
the
peanuts for him.
yeah, or the Philadelphia Eagles who won the Super Bowl last year. They went out and got help for their defense.
Oh, shocker. Philly's got 2 chips. Bills are just sitting there standing pat. Oh, let's see what happens. Let's hope Josh can carry us again. That's basically what their motto is. Let's hope Josh can carry us again.
So what happens then at the end of the season? If this same movie plays out and they lose in the divisional round or they lose in the AFC championship round, like what happens at the end of it, like in that situation? We're all gonna be pissed. We're all gonna wish they did something, but I mean, nothing's gonna happen, right? Like nothing happens to the GM, nothing happens to the coach or the quarterback. Like, is it just gonna be the same thing next year too? Or are we just gonna hope that like with the 28th pick in the draft, they draft a D lineman or something? Like, is that,
I don't understand why he loves this first round pick. It's a second. And you never hit on him. You rarely ever.
Whoa.
You just get rid of it. Just get rid of it. I don't care. You have not drafted all that great. And like I said, most of the people you're going to draft this year are just going to be fillers. So you might as well give up some of those picks. You're going to tell me you wouldn't give a 4th or a 5th for Shaheed? What are you going to lose? You need help right now.
I couldn't even tell you who our 4th and our 5th round picks were. Like, so yes, would I give them up for Shaheed? Yes, absolutely.
Well, that's my point. You got to do something. You can't keep every season standing pat and doing the same thing. You got to get some help somewhere out there. You went into the season half baked. Now you done lost all your players. Almost half your defense is now out, especially in your front 7, and you don't answer anything for it. You got wide receivers that are injured, and you got wide receivers that can't get open. You don't answer to it. You can't sit back and tell me that's a good business model, right?
Get anything else
You want
for
to
us,
get your
Paulie?
star player some help?
I'm not disagreeing with you I think they should have done something today. They didn't. I would have done the same thing with Shaheed, but who knows if the price was different with Beane? If they had the discussion, I'm just assuming they had a discussion.
Maybe. But my understanding is that the rumors started coming about damn Deebo Samuels more than I was hearing about Shaheed. Ain't that crazy?
Yeah,
Like,
I
if
heard
they
that
brought
too.
Deebo in here, I would have threw up.
And Von Miller.
Yeah, that was the rumor. It was Deebo and Von Miller were the trades. That was the rumor up to almost 4 o'clock, and then it vanished.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing? Deebo, injury-prone receiver, and you already got a guy like down in your roster that runs screens.
I mean, you're making an assumption that was actual fact that actually happened. That could have just been a troll post.
What's
Yeah.
that? No, it came from Schefter.
I mean,
wasn't it Schefter?
Oh, Schefter said it?
It came from one of the talking heads on one of the major channels. I put it in the chat.
I mean, it doesn't matter. It didn't happen. So.
Right. It didn't happen anyway, right?
Yeah.
But that's the type. But you know why I believe that happened? Because that's the move he would make. That's a Beane move.
I mean, it wouldn't have shocked me. That's definitely for sure. It wouldn't have shocked me.
Right.
But if it was a situation where I guess that's what we got, it's what we got.
Well, I mean, obviously,
I'm not.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have been that upset about it though.
Well, I mean, it doesn't change your team though either. It doesn't improve anything.
Right. It doesn't improve anything, but it doesn't take anything away either. It doesn't do anything bad to the team.
Yeah.
Bringing guys like that in that people are familiar with, people are comfortable with, just having them in the room, could be a positive. It's not going to be a negative, and certainly if it became a negative, I'm sure it would be dealt with immediately.
And you know what
You
else?
know,
Why I think it was on the table? Deion Dawkins was on Deebo's show this week too.
probably that's probably. I mean, it probably is accurate, but at the same time, we don't. I just be careful of getting too upset about something that's not even a fact.
Oh no, I'm not. I'm just saying that if it happened, man, that we should be flipping out. Like, dude, come on. That's all you could have done.
Yeah, I
And you
mean,
probably would have paid more for Deebo than you would have got for Shaheed.
right.
But let me
All
ask you
right,
this
guys.
before we get off of here. Where are you guys at with Keon right now?
I don't want him on the team. So
See,
you
I'm
know where
okay
I'm
with
at.
It's his second year.
yeah.
I think I know every great wide receiver has gone through a second year slump, and I'm just hoping that I'm hoping that he can right the ship between now and the end of the season. He's
He
got
damn
some
well
time to
better.
figure things out.
He damn well better because I want him off the team.
I've,
I don't.
I've
I don't
told,
think. I
I
don't
mean,
think.
honestly, I think there's other players that I would rather have off the team than Keon Coleman.
Oh, I agree with that. I would rather have Curtis Samuel off the team. But
Right.
the point the point is they drafted this kid to be something that he's not. And I've got a real
Yeah.
big problem with that. And frankly, I think the kid's a liability. I really do. He drops way too many balls and he's just his whole thing, and he's not fast enough to get open. His thing is I just go up and get it, and he can't even do that right all the time. So and Josh doesn't seem to trust him. There's that too.
so I think that my issue with Keon is I said it a couple weeks ago that he's a victim of the number one receiver thing. I think the fact that if he would have had somebody to be behind and be learning from, I think that he would be in a way better position than he is, rather than being thrust in immediately into the spot that he was, where and then getting injured last year the way that he did. I think that that did nothing to help his development, and it's another reason why I want them to get an actual receiver because I think that will help Coleman's growth.
But whose fault is that?
But that's the team's.
Now it's your GM's fault.
Yeah,
You draft this guy, you sold him like he's going to be this standout receiver for us, and he's just not that guy.
the
I mean,
Bills love projects.
if you literally watch the film, he's not good. He's just not. He can't even he can't break free. He doesn't have any stop and go. I don't know what they saw in him. And this remember when he was drafted, a lot of people questioning. We don't know what they saw in him that was the guy you took. You know what
Well,
I
and
mean?
I still don't understand why they didn't take Worthy. I
Yeah.
still they
Because they
need that.
wanted a big guy. They didn't. They were trying.
I know that because they said
All
that,
the fans
but
were bitching.
I know that because they said that, but I still am pissed they didn't take Worthy because what Worthy has is what they need. Speed on the outside.
The
I don't
They
problem
know why
don't
is
he refuses.
we how many big bodied wide receivers have we had over the years that we brought? I mean, we brought in effing Kelvin Benjamin at one point to be
the
that guy.
problem is
You
the
know what I
Bills
mean?
tend to lean
Like
towards the smaller.
we don't need that crap. Like that doesn't work on this team. That has never worked on this team.
You know when Josh was really good at throwing the deep ball? The last time it was actually fun watching him throw the ball deep and connecting. John Brown.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was the last time.
If you look at the stats though between Worthy and Coleman, a lot of their stats really aren't that different. At least the last time I saw them.
Oh,
So
Worthy's been injured, and
my
they don't throw him the ball that much because they have other guys
my
like
point overall was that the Bills fans bitched and moaned about how all we had were undersized receivers for so long and that we needed somebody big. So they went out and did it. And the problem is, though, the Bills team, GM, and coach love project players, and he's a project player.
Why I don't think it was so much a big receiver. They needed a contest. They wanted somebody that can contest passes because they didn't have that. But the
yeah.
thing is, they didn't have speed either. And I'm sorry if you're going to have a receiving core, you got at least one speed guy. This is 2 years in a row we don't have any. So the
Yeah.
defenses don't respect Josh because he has no one they have no one they have to worry about. And pretty soon they're going to start doubling Kincaid. Then where does he go?
Knox.
Because these guys on the outside can't win one-on-one battles, so they don't even have to worry about them.
Well, hopefully Palmer comes back by then. So
hopefully,
I got a couple notes from the game.
Oh, okay.
If you don't mind.
Yeah.
Last time I think Sean wasn't here, but Reese, I think you were. I issued a formal complaint to the universe about the Mr. Brightside song.
Out there.
Didn't they play it at the end of the game?
They played it after the final shout song after the game was over. And I was deathly afraid they were going to play it like right at the 2-minute warning. Because we just got the ball back from the interception or something like that. And like I knew that Mahomes was going to have a couple more attempts, and they didn't play it. I thought they were going to do it, but they didn't. And props to them. Also, props to whoever's selecting the legends of the game, because they had a pretty good one this week. It was Joe Ferguson and Jim Kelly, 12 squared, and it was awesome to see the first quarterback that I knew as a Bills fan. Like he was like when I started watching the Bills, Joe Ferguson was our guy, and it was cool to see him with Jimbo.
That's crazy. I didn't know he was alive.
Me too. What would Ferguson have been?
60s.
He was in the league until like 1990, I think, but he was a Bills draft pick in 73.
Yeah, the early 70s, yeah. But he was a good quarterback.
So he was a quarterback. He was a quarterback for like O.J. Simpson.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like the answer to Jack Kemp.
Mm-hmm.
And he left the Bills, I think, in 85?
Yeah.
There was like a year between him and Jim Kelly.
Was it 85 or was it 84?
Something like that. They had 2-2-14 seasons, and they moved on from Joe Ferguson. Then they had a year before because they were waiting on. I think there was a strike that year, and they were still waiting for Jim Kelly to come in.
Yeah.
From the Gamblers.
Mm-hmm.
Because the whole strike happened because of the USFL.
Yep. And NFL crashed it, so they had no point. They had nowhere else to go was to go to the NFL after that.
Yeah, and they went to they struck, and I think there was that. I think that was the year where we had like 3 different quarterbacks, including a guy I think named Bruce Matheson.
Yeah,
I think that was one of them. Yeah, Ferguson jumped around a lot on like 4 or 5 different teams up until 90.
Well, I mean, we'll see who's going to be the next one. Do we know who the next one's going to be?
No, they don't. They don't announce it till the Thursday before the game.
All right, this will be interesting. But
I don't even know when the next home game is, to be honest with you.
Next weekend, not this coming weekend, but the following weekend against Tampa.
Is it a day game? Please say it's a day game.
I think it's a 1 or a 4 o'clock game. I forget.
Yeah, we only have one more primetime left. I think it's the Houston game. It's a Thursday, I think.
I thought the Bengals was a Monday nighter.
Yeah, because I thought we had another Monday night game. I thought we had 2 Monday nights this year.
Didn't we already run 2 Monday nights?
We only did it once, right?
We had a Thursday night and a
Sunday night.
And we had a Thursday night, a Sunday night, and a Monday night, all at home.
And I think we have another Thursday for Houston, and I think that's it.
I'm trying to check.
I think.
Let's see.
Are we still recording?
Yes.
Well, we're gonna stop. We're gonna stop.
We're gonna cut this part out.
We're gonna cut the feed. So thank you guys so much for joining us for the podcast. We've been running a little long here, but as you can see, the conversation is running a little light. So
go Bills.
Go Bills, and we'll talk to you guys soon as we preview week number 9 here coming up against or week 10 rather against the Miami Dolphins. So we'll catch you guys this weekend. Have a great evening and take care.